This conference will now be recorded.
Now, so in today's session, we are going to discuss about web services. So what exactly a web service? What is the use? How can we prepare the web services in Salesforce? What are the various types of web services are available? And how can we implement the web services and how can we test it? We'll see practically today. Now, let's see. First of all, we have to understand what exactly a web service and what is its use. Now, let's come to a small scenario. For example, I have an Apex class. Okay, I have an Apex class. I'm having an Apex class, public class, some common helper. I have an Apex class with the name some common helper. So inside this class, I have some set of methods. For example, I have a method public, static, void. I'm indicating get accounts. And here I have written some business logic. Write the business logic. So I have written this business logic inside the class. So I have prepared an Apex class. Inside this Apex class, I have prepared a method. Inside this Apex class, I have prepared a method. Okay, this is a method which I have prepared. So now tell me, this method can be accessible up to what level? How can we identify? This method can be accessible up to what level?
The particular class.
Okay. Can't we access this class method from the another classes? How do you know?
We can.
Yes, how can? How do you know?
Class dot method.
Okay, right, correct. But how can we know this method can be accessible from outside of the class or not? How can you identify whether this method can be accessible, okay, outside the class or not? Right. That means based on access specifier. Here we have this access specifier. Based on that access specifier, we can identify up to what level this class can be accessible. So this class is a public class, so we can able to access this class in the entire Salesforce organization. Okay, within the entire organization, we can able to access. Okay, inside our Salesforce organization. That means within the organization. Within the organization, we can able to access this method. From where we can access this method from a Twitter also. We can access this method from another class also. We can access this method from a future method also. We can access this method from the batch classes also, and the schedule classes also, and we can access this method from the Visual Force pages also. Visual Force pages. In all these places, we can able to access this method. So whatever the method that we have prepared, this method can be accessible from all these places within the organization. That means within this organization, we can able to access this method. Okay. Within this entire organization, we can able to access this class or access this methods also. This class can be accessible within the entire organization wherever you want. Now, can we access this methods from the outside of this organization? No. If you want to make this member from the outside of the organization, what we need to do, we have to define this class as global. Okay, we have to define this class as global. Because whenever if you want to make a member can be accessible from the outside of the organization also, we have to define it as global. Only the global members can be accessible, okay, within the organization and from outside of the organization also. So that I'm defining it as global. So the global members can be accessible within the organization and from outside of the organization also. Okay, outside of the organization also. So outside of the organization means what? Now let me explain. Outside the organization. Outside of the organization means what? From the Apex queue and from the Flex queue. Okay. Outside of the organization means what? From the Apex queue and from the Flex queue. These are the two places available. So whenever we are defining a class or the method as a global, the global members can be accessible within the organization and then from outside of the organization also. Okay, the global members can be accessible within the organization and from outside of the organization also. But in some cases, I have some third-party applications available. Okay, I have few third-party applications available. Okay, I have few third-party applications available, like some Java applications, backend-based applications, SAP, Oracle, like that. We are having some third-party applications available. These are few third-party applications that we have. There is a Java application. There is a backend-based application. And there is an SAP system, SAP application. And there is a Oracle database. Oracle database. Like that, we have so many applications which has been built upon different programming languages, which has been purely built upon different programming languages. So in this case, whenever if you want to make this class can be accessible from the third-party applications also. These are the third-party applications that we have. These are the third-party applications. Whenever if you want to make this class can be accessible from the third-party applications, then we are going to be using the help of web services. Then we are going to be using the help of web services. Web services. Then what exactly a web service? A web service is also nothing but a class. Okay, web service is also nothing but a class which contains some business logic which can be invocable from the third-party systems. It can be accessible from a Java application or a mobile application or a .NET application, SAP application, and the CRM applications, Oracle database, or from any application we can invoke this class. So when coming to the web service is nothing but a class. Okay, web service is nothing but a class, okay, which contains some set of business logic which can be accessible from the third-party systems also. That facility is available. So in this case here, okay, now here in this case. So when coming to these web services, how can we implement? Okay, how can we implement and what is the use of these web services? Basically, web services are used to provide the communication between the two disparate systems. Okay, web services are used to provide the communication between the two disparate systems. That means there are two different applications are available which has been built upon two different programming languages. So to provide the communication between those two disparate systems, we are using the help of web services. Now, so in this case, what happened when coming to the web service is nothing but a class. Okay, web service is nothing but a class. Okay, which contains some custom business logic, which can be accessible from the third-party systems. Like that can be accessible from a banking application, from a finance application, insurance application, or any other applications also. So by using this web services, we can expose the data. That means records also we can expose. We can expose the business logics also. We can expose the functionalities also to the third-party systems. So from one system to another system, we can able to expose some functionalities or some data. That means some records, some business logics also we can able to expose. That facilities are available. And the main purpose of this web services are used to provide the communication between the two disparate systems. Okay, web services are used to provide the communication between the two disparate systems, two different applications. So the two applications can communicate with each other. Okay, two applications can communicate with each other. That facility is available to you. Now, so in this case here, okay, now here in this case, let me explain a small general scenario so that you can understand more. Let me come to a general scenario, a regular concept, so that we can understand very easily. Now, for example, assume that after this session, I would like to go to a restaurant. Okay, I would like to go to a hotel. That means a restaurant, which may be a 3-star hotel, whatever, any restaurant. Okay, to have some dinner. Okay, to have some dinner, I would like to go to a restaurant. For example, we have a restaurant. Okay, we have a restaurant. Now, assume that this is, for example, this is a barbecue. Okay, barbecue restaurant. Okay, assume that this is a barbecue restaurant. It is one of the famous restaurant in Hyderabad, in various places. In multiple cities, in multiple states, we are having this barbecue restaurant. They're providing very good starters also, basically. Now, so for example, today I would like to have the dinner in barbecue. So I went to this restaurant. Okay, after the session, I am going to the restaurant here. For example, myself, like as some customer. A customer has visited the restaurant. A customer. So a customer has visited this restaurant in order to have some dinner. Okay, now. So now a seat has been allocated to this customer. Okay, a seat has been allocated to the customer. So inside this restaurant, there is an open kitchen. Okay, there is an open kitchen. Okay, there is a kitchen section is available where exactly the people are preparing the food. Okay, the people are preparing the food. For example, we have a kitchen. We have a kitchen. In this kitchen, the people are preparing some food. So we have some chefs are available who are experts while preparing the different varieties of foods. Okay, who are experts in preparing different varieties of foods. Because few customers like the North Indian style of the food, few customers are like the Chinese side items, few customers are okay showing interest to have the South Indian kind of foods like that. So that we are having different types of the different chefs are available inside this. So these people are from different states. Okay, these people are from different states. Few people from north side, few people are from Nepal, few people are from south side, because from Chennai, some Bangalore, from Andhra, from Telangana, different places. So they are going to be selecting very good chefs who are masters while preparing different types of items with a different taste to attract the customers. Based on the customer need, they can prepare that food. They will make the customer satisfied. So for that one, they're having this kitchen. In this kitchen, these chefs people are going to be preparing the food. Now, so for example, myself, assume that I am the customer. I have visited this barbecue restaurant today to have some dinner. So now in this case, now I would like to order some food. Okay, I would like to order some food. So in this case, what happened? I can go to the kitchen and then I can able to give my order also. So whenever if you want to give the order, then we have to talk to those people, right? Yes. But these people are from different states. But I know only Telugu. For example, I know only Telugu. But these people don't know Telugu. These people know Hindi, these people know Tamil, these people know Punjabi, these people know some Marathi like that. But I don't know those languages. Then how can we communicate? How can we give my order? Okay, how can we give my order here? What we can do? So these chef people are from the different locations, different cities, different states. They're selecting that very good chefs to prepare the different types of items, North Indian items, Chinese items, and then South Indian items, everything. For that one, they are going to be selecting very good chefs from different local states, and they are going to be given the opportunities inside that restaurant. Because for this restaurant, not only the Telugu people, different states people, different country people are visiting. So that we have to prepare the items according to the customer requirement. We have to prepare all the types of items. For that one, the recruiting different people from the different states. So in this case, in this case, now I would like to talk to these people in order to give my order. But these people can't understand my language, and I can't understand their language. They're speaking in Tamil, they're speaking in some Marathi, they're speaking in some Hindi, but I don't know Hindi, I know Tamil, I know Marathi, I know only Telugu. But these people don't know Telugu. Then what we can do? In this case, between the customer and the kitchen people, nothing but the chefs, we are going to be introducing a mediator. So what is that mediator? That mediator person is nothing but a waiter. Okay, that mediator person is nothing but a waiter. We are going to be introducing a waiter here. So waiter is nothing but an employee. Okay, waiter is nothing but an employee. So who will be aware of multiple languages? This waiter person will know the multiple languages. Not only one language, he know multiple languages. He can speak in Telugu, he can speak in Hindi, he can speak in English, he can speak in some most of the languages. So they are going to be appointing some waiters. Now, so I am the customer and he is the waiter. Now, so for that reason here, the customer can't talk to that, the chefs directly because they can't understand their languages. So for that reason here, they're appointing some waiters. As soon as whenever you are occupying a specific table or a seat, then waiter will come to your place and then he will be giving the required information. So what kind of items that you need? We'll take that order here. So whatever the items that you need, we can explain your requirement to this waiter person. He can understand your language also. Okay, he can understand. For example, I'm giving this order in terms of some Telugu. I want this one, I want this one, I want this one. So that the waiter person can able to understand your language. Then, in this case, what this person will do, this person is going to be collecting the order. This person is going to be collecting the order. I have given some order over here. Okay, I have explained what are the items that I want. Now, what this person will do, this person is going to be collecting the order from your place. He will be collecting the order. He will collect the order and then he is going to be giving this order. That means he is going to be delivering this order to the kitchen. He will deliver this order to the kitchen. That means he is explaining that order information. What kind of items are required, whether it is spicy items or very less spicy or medium spicy, whatever the requirement that you are given, this entire order he is going to explain it to them. How I have given this order in terms of Telugu, but these people doesn't know Telugu. In this case, what he will do, whatever the information that you are given regarding your order, this information he is translating into their understandable language. He is converting this information, he will translate this information into their understandable format. So for example, these people understand only some Hindi. Okay, these people will understand only some Hindi. Now this customer can understand only Telugu. Okay, only Telugu. So in this case, the waiter person will be converting this Telugu information into the Hindi. That means he is going to be translating the information from Telugu to Hindi. He will be explaining this is the item the customer is expecting. This is how the food should be available, like as very less spicy. Okay, so that here the less salt, like that, based on the customer requirement. Then based on that, these kitchen people are going to preparing the food and then they are going to be okay handing over that food to this particular waiter. So these people are going to be preparing that food and then this food they are going to be handing over to the waiter. The waiter is going to serving that food to the customer's table. He will serve this particular table food to that customer's table. That means what? In this case, between this customer and the kitchen people, nothing but the chef people, we are introducing a mediator so that both the people can okay talk to each other. Because directly these two people can't talk to each other. We need a translator because I can't understand Hindi and then he can't understand Telugu. So for that one, we need some mediator, we need a translator. So that what the translator will do, what the waiter will do, waiter is going to be collecting the information from your end, it will be translating into Hindi. Then they will be doing that, they'll preparing that food. Once the food is ready, then he is collecting that food and he is delivering to your place. So in this case, what happened? In this case, we are going to be introducing a mediator component called as waiter. The waiter is going to be translating this information, okay, from Telugu to Hindi, Hindi to Telugu also. So for that reason, like the similar way, two people wants to communicate with each other. Two people wants to communicate with each other. For that one, we have introduced a mediator person called as translator. Like for example, assume that these two are the two different applications. Like for example, this is one application. This is application one, and this is application two. So how the two In this case, when coming to the web service is nothing but a business logic which will be acting as the mediator between the two different applications. So directly, both the applications can't talk to each other. So in order to provide the communication between the two different applications, which has been built up on two different programming languages, which are running on two different platforms, then we are going to be using the help of the web service. By using this web service, we can able to convert the information from one format to another format. For that reason, we are using the help of web services. So that web service is going to be making the two different applications can communicate with each other so that they can exchange the data, they can exchange the information, they can exchange the business logic, they can exchange the functionalities also. So in order to provide the communication, to exchange the data or the business logic or the functionalities between the two disparate systems,
I'm not able to hear you.
Hello, Firoz. Hello, Firoz.
We are not able to hear you, Firoz. Hello? Is everyone able to hear him?
No, we
No.
can't.
This conference will now be recorded.